On this channel, we've learned a lot from 8-figure e-commerce entrepreneur Greta Van Riel, so I already know that any video that features her advice is not going to disappoint. Today is no exception. We're going to watch a video titled E-commerce Marketing Strategies 2021 7 Killer Tips with Greta Van Riel. I'm going to comment on it, highlight some takeaways from my point of view, and hopefully we learn a lot together. Let's waste no time and get right into it.
I'm about to break down my top e-commerce marketing strategy with these 7 killer tips.
Exciting!
You don't need to create something entirely different and new. You don't need to reinvent the wheel. What you do need to do is create something different and better than anything out there in the market. And the best way to differentiate yourself is through functionality and through design. So in terms of functionality, it might be solving an existing pain point with a product. For example, an iPhone. If you drop your iPhone all the time, or you need to use both your hands to use the iPhone. If you wanted to, film a video or something where you're using both your hands like this, there's a product on the market called Goat Case that solved this problem, and you can basically stick the mobile phone case to any surface.
That's a classic
so that you can
product.
Use your hands and film at the same time. So that's an example of a product that mobile phone cases obviously already existed, but there were pain points with mobile phones, and they fixed that pain point. They created, a solution to an existing problem within the market. So
that's a good example, in my opinion, because it's a problem that you don't really think about often, and it's a solution that is so simple to solve a really simple problem. So there's basically a million little problems in people's lives that require very simple solutions at times. With that said, your product doesn't need to solve the biggest problem in the world, as long as it solves a problem that a lot of people have, and you make it beautiful, unique, simple, aesthetically pleasing in some way, any of those things, it's probably gonna sell.
So when you're thinking about how you can improve your product through functionality, think what is a problem that happens within that particular market that you're looking to solve. A really great way to find this is through reading existing reviews. So going on to a website like Amazon and having a read through the reviews on that section about gym leggings, for example, they always fall down or they're see-through when I do squats or whatever else, and making sure that you solve those problems. Or they only go up to a size 16, I'm a size 18 or size 20, and I can't find anything in my size. So there's a lot of different ways.
That's a really good point. I've actually used this method to find pain points to add into my product descriptions, or just questions to include in a frequently asked questions tab. Going on Amazon, finding how people are reviewing different products is actually a really genius way to brainstorm marketing angles and even product ideas. So don't sleep on that. That's a really great tip.
Is, to differentiate yourself through functionality. And what we want to do in marketing is always to position or differentiate ourselves from, the sea of other businesses or brands out there that a consumer could choose instead of you. You want to be the logical choice because you're solving their problem that they didn't even know that they had.
Facts.
So you need to start building trust with your potential customer. If somebody is going to take out their credit card and buy from your store, they need to trust that they're going to receive their product, that they're going to enjoy their product, that your product is better than all of the others out there, and that they should choose you. So the best way to go about social proof is through UGC and IGC. So UGC is user-generated content, IGC is influencer-generated content. They both serve a purpose. User-generated content is more in the form of reviews. So you can send, 3 to 5 units of your product out to friends and family that would be within your target market so that they are able to jump onto your website, review the product. We use an app called Loox or Loox, Loox for this, I think we're going to move to Akendo though. Sorry, Luke's. Yeah, so basically
Damn, that's a little bit of shade to Looks. I'm just kidding. Both of those apps are amazing. That's funny that she mentions this though, because in the last episode of my Starting a Shopify Brand from Scratch series, which you should definitely check out if you haven't checked it out already, I talked about this. This is what we did with the brand that me and my girlfriend started a few months ago, is we started sending out products to our friends, family, random influencers that just fit the vibe of the brand, and asked them to leave us some honest reviews, and we started building up a solid chunk of genuine reviews. And I want to add to what she said, you can even go a step further, and something that we've been doing is adding a little card in our packages that obviously thanks the customer for purchasing from us, but also it encourages them to post themselves using the product on Instagram. So they'll tag us on Instagram, and then we can repost their post, and then also add that post to a community tab and showcase all of our customers using our products. Pretty clever stuff, I'm not gonna lie, and it works really, really well.
Customers or your early users are able to jump on, upload a picture and a little review about the product, and you're able to get some great content. And then the other type of content that you want to be creating is influencer generated content. So that serves a different purpose. One, it's like more social proof because they've got obviously like a larger social following, but two, that content is going to be a lot more aesthetic a lot of the time than your user generated content. So It's going to be more on brand. It's going to connect with customers from maybe a more aspirational level, whereas user generated content is more like an accessible sort of level. So brands are always about like exclusivity and inclusivity. So inclusivity being like accessibility and exclusivity being like aspirational. So this is a really fundamental part of how I've grown all of my businesses, by utilizing social proof to build trust with our audience before we launch. So we'll get back to the video in a sec, but obviously all of this content is free. So if you're enjoying this video, please let us know by hitting the like button or the subscribe button below. And stick around to the end of the video for an exclusive invite.
We'll do that at the end of the video. But one thing I want to add to that is that she mentioned that she also sends stuff to influencers to produce content for her that's more high quality. And in the last episode of the series, I actually talked about that and how we've done that and utilized those pictures that influencers send us to add to our site. So we started our site and our whole brand with just iPhone quality pictures, and then eventually we transitioned into higher quality pictures that were actually provided by influencers for free in exchange for free products. So that is a really genius way to actually utilize influencer content. And I'm glad that me and Greta are thinking along the same wavelengths. I'm actually pretty hyped about that because she's kind of a legend in this space.
Doesn't matter what's happening with Facebook ads, any new updates, doesn't matter what platform you're using, whether it's YouTube, Snapchat, TikTok, platform native content that leverages, again, social trust is always going to be key. Content is 80% of the equation when it comes to your ads, and then structuring, targeting, budgeting, whatever else, all the new industry tactics are like 20%, maybe even 10. So content is just becoming increasingly important.
So
brands
true.
that have a strong product and content foundation are going to kill it any day of the week. If you don't have a strong product, and you don't have strong content centered around that product to sell that product, I'm talking things like those UGC style videos where somebody is a customer of yours and is reviewing your product direct to camera and saying like why they chose the product, how it solves their problem, potentially giving like a call to action with like shop now to save $10, that sort of thing. So without that content, you're going to really struggle to make sales. You want to at least have Facebook and Instagram retargeting set up. Google Shopping would also be a nice to have, but retargeting is the lowest hanging fruit when it comes to paid acquisition. So you want to make sure you definitely have that in place before you launch. You want to be collecting email addresses yesterday. So basically building your email marketing list, that's a list that you own yourself. Like On Instagram, if you have 200,000 followers on Instagram, Instagram could, and often do, delete your Instagram account without warning. They don't often do it, but it did happen to us once. So they could just delete that. That's not an owned media channel in the way that people think that it is. An email database, though, is your own media channel. If you start to build that up, you can build it through organic social, growing your following on social media. Once you've started to grow your social following, your next thought is how to turn those followers into email subscribers, because then it's more likely for you to be able to turn an email subscriber into a customer, which is ultimately what we want to do in marketing.
Very true. This year has been the year that I've actually had the eureka moment of utilizing emails. And I actually started working with my homie Jonathan, because coincidentally, he started a email marketing agency. And I gotta say, he's, in my opinion, the email GOAT. I think he does an amazing job with email marketing, and it's increased our email marketing revenue from 10% to 25%, which is crazy. And she's totally right. That's the one channel in which you actually truly own your data. Everything else is owned by whatever social media you're using, which of course I doubt anything's gonna happen to that anytime soon. But like she said, you could get banned, you could get restricted for some reason. Who knows? So email marketing and owning your own data and traffic is increasingly becoming more important, especially with iOS 14 concerns and whatnot. So definitely don't neglect that, especially if you're an up and coming brand.
Coming back to those influencers that you sent product out to for content, you want to start to get them to post to generate some hype and excitement around your brand for launch. Influencers are still one of the number one strategies that we use. We generated over $1 million in attributed revenue with influencers last month alone. So they definitely still work in 2021. They'll definitely continue working for years. It's just basically a way you're able to introduce your brand to a mass audience while leveraging that influencer's trust with their followers already. So get the influencers that you sent that product out to posting. It's just about leveraging that relationship.
Facts.
For all of my stores, I use Shopify. It basically means that you don't need to be a developer, you don't need to know any code, you don't need to be a designer, you don't need to use like Photoshop or anything like that. I just use Canva. And you basically fill out a template and fill in the blanks to make your e-commerce store. You can shoot the photography using your iPhone. We did this for a brand we just launched really recently called Claytime. We just took the photos on a table.
Claytime. This totally looks like a Greta Van Reel brand, and it's from Australia, so I know that this is what she's talking about. It's Claytime. Wow, this is such a good example. She said that she just launched this recently, and look at how beautiful this brand looks. They're literally just using debut theme. This is the debut theme, guys. Like, it's not complicated. They're using looks reviews. They got some really nice, genuine reviews, some congruent product imagery. This is exactly what we did in our Starting a Shopify Brand from Scratch series. We just used a free theme, but made sure to actually take the time to take all the pictures ourselves, get some genuine reviews. So all we really did is went slightly above and beyond, just like she did. And it's actually proven to be super successful. Yesterday, we had our first $600 day, and hopefully in a couple days, we'll have our first $1,000 day, and then 2,000, 3,000, 4,000, 5,000, 10,000, and so on and so forth. But no, seriously, like, this is amazing. I'm glad that I took the time to look this up. This looks so good, and it's so simple. Like, literally, it couldn't be more simple.
Outside, where there was great natural light, blanked out the background. You can do that on Canva. It's really easy, and got the e-commerce store live in one day. So it's really, really easy to use Shopify to do this if you have no previous experience at all. My first ever Shopify site I made took me probably like 3 or 4 hours, and that exact store took us to $600,000 a month within 6 months. So yeah, it's a great platform either for beginners or seasoned entrepreneurs. I advise a brand now that's doing $150 million a year on Shopify. $1 billion brands like JB Hi-Fi in Australia use Shopify. So sign up to Shopify. It'll take you a day or two to build your store, and then you get a 14-day free trial.
Yeah,
so it's basically free. You'll already be making money by the time that your trial comes up. So that's it. Hopefully you got everything that you wanted out of this video. If you want to keep learning with me, I'd love to personally invite you to come and join me with my free e-commerce training with Founder, where you'll learn how to start and scale your own e-commerce store from scratch. This is my proven process that I've used to scale multiple multi-million-dollar e-commerce brands. I'll see you inside the training.
Hey guys, hope you're loving our videos and that
we're gonna drop a like here because she deserves it. That was a great video. Man, I'm just so grateful to be living in this era. Like, first of all, learning from somebody who creates such beautiful brands and has achieved so much in such a short amount of time, honestly, is amazing. She clearly has an eye for design and an eye for creating viral brands. And then on the other hand, I'm so grateful to have tools and resources like Shopify, Canva, and anything else that's gonna come out to actually create these brands quite easily without actually having to take the time to develop a ton of skills. As long as you learn the skill of e-commerce, everything else is actually pretty easily achievable. That's why I think it's important to learn about brand design more than anything, because when it comes to coding, when it comes to product photography, all that stuff is becoming increasingly simple. The one thing that isn't simple is actually having a vision and an idea. So that's what you need to learn about the most. But man, I had so much fun watching this with you guys. I hope that you feel the same way. I know like a small percentage of you really doesn't like the reaction content, and I try not to make all my videos reaction videos, but every once in a while, man, I love making these, I'm not gonna lie, because I genuinely learned so much through making them, and I can pass down and sprinkle a little bit of my knowledge into the information that they're providing. So it's like a double whammy when it comes to value. At least that's how I see it. Maybe I'm wrong, but let me know in the comments what you thought of the video. Let me know if you have any suggestions. Let me know how you're feeling today. It's Monday. We're trying to get the week started on a good note. And that's it. I hope you enjoyed the video. Drop a like if you did. Check out the links in the description. And I hope you have an amazing rest of your day. I'll see you in my next video. Peace.
Nike's on my feet, keep my cipher complete like